They found the bats in Florida. The Mets absolutely demolished the Marlins in Game 4 of 162. We'll get right into it right after the intro.
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the Mets of New York Town.
Welcome back to the Bleed Orange and Blue podcast. My name is TJ Labby, and this is the post-game review. The Mets absolutely just thrashed Miami last night by a score of 10-4, and it was fantastic to see. 4 home runs in this game. Every single starter on the lineup got a hit, and the pitching was fantastic. I was able to watch this game last night. I was coming home from the bus, and I turned the game on because I have a streaming app, and I was able to watch the game. I, no joke, was sitting at the bus stop watching this game. Yes, I'm that kind of fan that I will literally sit at a bus stop waiting for my bus to watch the game, and I was happy to see what they were able to do. Marte hit that home run while I was, no joke, in the back of the bus, and it was good to see this team finally awake. Finally, the offense was on top of their game. I said to find the bats in Florida. They found the bats in Florida. It wasn't they had to go back to Port St. Lucie to relocate their bats, but they brought them to Miami, and they basically took over Citi Field South at Lone Depot Park in Miami. So let's go over those pitching stat lines. David Peterson was fantastic. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. 2 of those earned runs were off home runs. He was just great. His slider was filthy. He had full command of his pitches. His sinker looked good. His fastball looked good. And his slider looked good. But the big thing also is that he was able to wiggle out of big jams in this game. A lot of chances for the Marlins to score with runners in scoring position, but David Peterson was able to lock it down, and the defense was able to lock it down. 2 double plays forced in this game got people to jam. It was great to see a great pitching performance from DP. Huascar Brazaban came in to relieve him. 2 innings, 1 hit allowed, 2 strikeouts. He's been fantastic, throwing up to 98 on his sinker. He's looked great with his pitching stuff recently. He wasn't the best in the second half of 2024 when we traded for him, but it looks like he's figured it out this spring and figured out how to throw pitches effectively. So then they turned it over to Danny Young, who was probably the worst pitcher of the night. Snapped the bullpen scoreless streak at 12 2/3. He went an inning, 3 hits, 2 earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and basically proved to me that he should not be a bullpen caliber pitcher. Everyone else has looked fantastic. Garrett, Budo, Kranick, Diaz has looked good. He's getting back to his groove. Stanek, Minter, everyone in the bullpen looks good. Danny Young looks to be the odd man out. Hopefully he can figure it out in the coming days. The hitting stat line, Starling Marte was batting DH. 1 for 3 with an RBI, 2 strikeouts, a home run by Starling Marte. I did not think I'd hear those words again since he hasn't hit a home run since June of 2024. But he was able to crank a nice hanging slider over the left field wall to get his first home run of the year. So good on him. Hopefully he can continue that success. Juan Soto, 1 for 4, nothing of note, but he did draw a walk. So Wasn't Soto's best game. That's all right. People have down days. And it wasn't necessarily a down day for Soto because his walk was very pivotal to this next man, Pete Alonso, who was last night's player of the game. He went 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, 4 RBIs, a walk, and those 4 RBIs came off a polar bear grand slam, the first one of the season. Beautifully, um, just beautifully done. Looking at the pitches that were thrown to him, he got a nice sinker away, and he was able to use that right field power, that opposite field power, and hit an Apo Taco grand slam. Great to see out of the Polar Bear. Hopefully, continue to see more of that in the coming days. Nimmo went 1 for 4 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. He was another one who collected a home run in this game. Great to see out of Nimmo, and hopefully more to see out of him as well in that cleanup spot, since he'll probably have a lot more at bats in the cleanup spot, so hopefully he can pick it up where the other three leave it off. Tyrone Taylor pinch hit. He went 0 for 1. Again, I said all starting players collected a hit, so Taylor is excluded because he was a pinch hitter. Mark Vientos went 1 for 4 with a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. He got a nice double back in the second inning, eventually came around to score from Jose Siri, who also had an RBI double. We'll get to him in just a minute. Torrens 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. He also collected a home run. He is the fourth person to collect a home run that I've mentioned in this group. Marte, Alonso, Nimmo, and Torrens. Torrens' home run was crazy because I did not think that ball was not getting out. It was supposed to be robbed at the wall, but somehow Derek Hill gave us a nice little assist and it tapped off his glove and over the wall. Something that you don't see, and apparently something the Mets haven't seen since 1999 with Todd Pratt's home run. Go figure. Hayden Sanger came into he replaced Torrens at the catching position. He wasn't able to bat. Beatty 1 for 4 with a hit. Hopefully see more. He was able to crack a nice double. He's just got to he's being more patient in counts, which is good. Just need to try and figure out how to not get any strikeouts, which he didn't get any strikeouts today or last night, which is good. But hopefully he can also get those hard hit balls to find the ground. Acuna 1 for 4 with a hit, no strikeouts. Siri 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI double to be exact. Great to see out of Jose Siri. Hopefully he continues to do more from the 9-hole. But as a whole, this great stat line from everybody. I think it was a fantastic game and great performance that the Mets offense was able to put out last night. And hopefully we continue to see that more as this division has gotten a lot more interesting. And we'll talk about that in just a few moments. We'll go over the scoring of this game. Otto Lopez with a homer made it 1-0. Starling Marte with a homer made it tied at 1 in the third. And then the top of the fifth, oh, baby, the blue and orange just massacred Miami's pitching staff. Jose Siri, an RBI double, makes it 2-1. Pete Alonso's Polar Bear grand slam makes it 6-1. Torrens' home run makes it 8-1. Then in the next inning, the top of the sixth, Brandon Nimmo with a 2-run shot to make it 10-1. And then the Miami Marlins scored in the bottom of the sixth off a home run by Wagaman. Bottom of the ninth with an RBI single by Otto Lopez and an RBI single by Eric Wagaman. Again, those two were the top performers for the Marlins last night, which is interesting to say. Excuse me. Because they basically look like they have a AAA squad on the diamond. The only thing that's really good for them is, quote unquote, their pitching. So, but final stat line of this game, Mets 10 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Marlins 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. So, I'm very happy with what progressed last night. I'm very happy that we got more than 3 runs on the board. We got 10 runs on the board, which is great. Now we got to keep that going. Keep that going. This offense is very much capable of hitting several home runs, scoring a lot of runs, and very much can destroy pitching staffs. So hopefully they can keep that going tonight as they take on the Marlins in game 2. And let's take a look at that game right now. Probable pitchers tonight, jeez. Kodai Senga taking the hill, his first start of the season. Hopefully going to see more of that ghost fork action tonight against Miami. Funny enough, if there are new Met fans that are tuning into this and have never seen the Mets play or maybe became a fan last year during their improbable run, Kodai Senga actually made his major league debut in Miami against the Marlins. So kind of a deja vu type thing. His first start of 2025 is going to be against the Marlins at um not at home, but away. So, but he also did make his home debut against the Marlins as well. Go figure. On the opposition, the Marlins ace, Sandy Alcantara, he doesn't have a win this season, but he has a 3.86 ERA. He is going to be very tough to face. Very good with his breaking pitches. He can top out 99 miles an hour on his fastball. He is a very consistent pitcher. And don't get me wrong, he could be a Met because the Marlins are probably going to trade him. It's a very big possibility. Who knows? I would personally love him in Queens, and I hope he does come to Queens. Tonight's lineups from the New York Mets: Francisco Lindor. He was out last night because he was congratulating not congratulating. He was he's recently become a father to a fourth child, his second son. So he was out last night. Jeez, I need some time to get there. I got there. Juan Soto in the 2 hole, of course. Pete Alonso 3, Nimmo 4, Vientos 5, Winker 6, Terren 7, Acuna 8, Siri 9. Again, Lindor starting at shortstop, batting in the leadoff spot. Juan Soto in right field batting second. Pete Alonso batting third at first base. Brandon Nimmo in left field batting fourth in the cleanup spot. Mark Vientos in the 5 hole at third base. Jesse Winker batting sixth at designated hitter. Luis Torrens batting seventh at catcher. Luis Angel Acuna batting eighth and starting at second base, and Jose Siri in center field batting 9 hole. That is the Mets lineup tonight. Let's take a look at the Marlins lineup tonight. Xavier Edwards starting at shortstop, batting first. Stowers for the Marlins. Kyle Stowers batting second in left field. Otto Lopez at second base, batting third. Matt Mervis batting fourth at first base. Griffin Conine batting fifth in right field. Jonah Bride, the designated hitter tonight. Graham Pauley at third base. And Dane Myers batting eighth in the 8 hole. And Nick Fortes batting ninth at catcher. Of course, tonight's game is on SMY, getting to listen to Gary, Keith, and Ron again. That's great. And this game is on at 6:40 p.m. Eastern. So what do I want tonight? I want Kodai Senga to give me not three, hopefully more than three. Give me 5-6 solid innings. I want the offense to attack Alcantara early because another thing with Alcantara, even though he's a very good pitcher, his control sometimes can be a little wonky, and he can very much hang a lot of his breaking stuff. But he's looked decent after one start. Again, that was against the Pittsburgh Pirates, but he's coming into his second start against the Mets. He usually does well against the Mets, but hopefully tonight the offense can lock it down and keep what they had going last night and hopefully save some of those runs that they saved on last night, because I think they could have at least scored maybe 12 to 13 runs last night, but I think they went away from that, and also they Lueber Arraez from the Marlins was also very dominant for them last night with 3 perfect innings, shutting down that Mets offense. So hopefully we don't have to see him again in this series, but who knows? But yeah, hopefully the Mets are able to get it done tonight. Hopefully the winning continues, get them above 500, and get them, for now, in second place. But as I said in the division has gotten a lot more interesting now. A lot of news came out yesterday in the NL East. The Atlanta Braves are really down bad right now. They're 0-5. They're down in last place. They got swept against the San Diego Padres, who are going to be a serious contender in the National League, remotely in the National League West. They look insane. It's crazy what they're doing. The Braves lost 2 key components yesterday. Jerickson Profar has been suspended for 80 games because of PED use, which is steroids. So he was using steroids. So nothing. So they've lost him, and now they lost Ronaldo Lopez to the injured list because of right arm inflammation. So that is very interesting to see. So the Braves are very much down bad right now, but I want to say this because I know Mets fans and Braves fans hate each other. But, and yes, I know Braves fans were definitely digging in on Mets fans when we started 0-5 last season. But keep the peace. It's very early. And even though the Braves are 0-5 right now, they're not the first half team. They are the second half team. So don't underestimate them because they're going to get Acuna back. They're going to get Spencer Strider back. They're eventually going to get Sean Murphy back. And once they get those key pieces, they're going to be a very dominant force. So let's not get cocky. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. Let's win games. Hopefully, what I'm really hoping from this series is that the Mets are able to sweep the Marlins and hopefully continue that progress as we head home on Friday or Thursday against Toronto. So hopefully we're able to get it done tonight. Hopefully Kodai Senga looks great and hopefully no trouble, and hopefully the offense is able to get it done relatively quickly. But yeah, we will see what happens tonight on SMY. As for this episode of the Bleed Orange and Blue podcast, you can put it in the books.